Hello students, welcome to all of you at Sanjeevani Education Group. Let us move towards our foundation topic, that is basic concept of chemistry, which we have discussed in previous lecture. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the factors which are included in the chemistry. Okay, what does exactly chemistry mean? Matter क्या होता है? What is mean by matter? Matter is composed of atoms, molecules, and or we can say ions. Okay, but now we are moving towards the chemical combination of a substance or chemical combination of a matter. So before moving towards the chemical combination of matter, I would like to explain some points of Dalton's atomic theory. All of you know that according to Dalton's atomic theory, all substances are made up of, or all elements are made up of very tiny particles known as atoms. Okay, and whenever these atoms combine with another atom, they form completely new substance, and that is known as compound. उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Compound कहते हैं. But it is known as, this process is known as chemical combination. Chemical combination. But whenever there is a chemical combination, does the chemical combination between the two substances, two elements, two compounds takes place randomly or in any proportion? Definitely not. Whenever there is a chemical combination between two atoms or molecules, we should know the atomic mass of a substance, and whenever there is a combination related to their atomic masses. जो भी कंपाउंड्स या फिर जो भी एलिमेंट्स रिएक्ट होते हैं, तो उनका जो एटॉमिक मास हो या फिर मॉलिक्यूलर मास हो, वो वहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करता है. सो अगर ये मुझे कैलकुलेट करना है, इफ आई वांट टू कैलकुलेट ऑल दिस perceptions, okay, so I need some rules, okay, or some statement, and those statements we are going to discuss here. And the point of our discussion related to matter is now laws of chemical combination. Okay, laws of chemical combination. 4 laws we have to study here regarding the laws of chemical combination. Okay, so those 4 laws are, you should note down these laws. Okay, law of mass conservation. Second, law of constant or definite proportion. Third one, law of multiple proportion. And fourth one, Gay-Lussac's law of gases of constant volume. Okay, so these 4 laws we have to study in this lecture. Not in this lecture, but one by one we have to study now. Okay, these 4 laws are there: law of mass conservation, law of constant or definite proportion, law of multiple proportion, and the finally Gay-Lussac's law for gases of constant volume. Okay, so let us move towards the first law of chemical combination. And the first law of chemical combination, here we can see that the first law of chemical combination is law of mass conservation. So already you know about the law of mass conservation. What is meant by law of mass conservation? The law of mass conservation states that matter neither created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. Matter neither created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction is a statement for the law of mass conservation. And in another word, we can conclude that the mass of reactant before the reaction is always equal to the mass of product formed during the reaction. Okay, means here there are two statements for the law of mass conservation. Matter neither created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. During a chemical reaction. And second, mass of reactant before reaction is always equal to mass of product after reaction. Okay, these points you have to note down. There are two statements for the law of mass conservation. See here, how the law of mass conservation was determined. Actually, the two reactants, okay, introduced for a chemical reaction, and before the starting of chemical reaction, the mass of two reactants was taken. Okay, so उनका मास लिया गया. After the completion of reaction, whatever the products are obtained, okay, उनका मास लिया गया. और after this practice or after this observation, the what we can say relation between mass of reactant and mass of product was tried to be find out, and it approximately found to be equal. Means the mass of reactant and mass of product both are same, and this is the base of the law of mass conservation. Okay, and another word we can say that matter neither created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. Let us explain this thing with a simple example. For example, carbon react with oxygen to give carbon dioxide. Here is the carbon, here is the oxygen, and here is the carbon dioxide. Okay. So I will try to explain the first statement, that is matter neither created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. See, carbon is here. Okay. After the reaction, carbon get converted into carbon dioxide. Does the carbon get destroyed? No. It is in the form of carbon dioxide. वो कौन से form में? Carbon dioxide के form में. Here, oxygen is a reactant, and after completion of a reaction, it converts into carbon dioxide. इसमें conversion carbon dioxide में. Does the oxygen get disappeared here or destroyed here? No, not. It is exists in form of carbon dioxide. वो carbon dioxide के form में exist है. मतलब neither carbon get destroyed nor oxygen get destroyed. Only the forms of carbon and oxygen get changed. Okay, so carbon and oxygen combines to be carbon dioxide. Okay, properties of carbon dioxide get totally different from the carbon and oxygen, but we are only discussing about the matter. Okay, matter जो था, जो carbon है, वो जो oxygen है, वो destroy हुए क्या नहीं? Those get converted into carbon dioxide. Now second statement, mass of reactant. Okay, so for that purpose, take the atomic mass of carbon. You should know the atomic mass of carbon. Remember one thing, you should know the atomic masses of first 30 elements. First 30 elements from hydrogen to zinc. Okay, so I will give a list of first 30 elements with atomic number, name of element, symbol, and atomic mass. Okay, so let us see what is the atomic mass of carbon. 12 unit. What is the mass of oxygen? For one oxygen it is 16 unit. Here is the oxygen molecule, O2 is there, so it will be 32. So if you have taken 12 gram of carbon and 32 gram of oxygen, definitely you got the 44 gram of carbon dioxide. This is the law of mass conservation. मतलब इन दोनों का जो मास है, इनका अगर मास आप देखते हो रिएक्टेंट का कितना है 44 ग्राम, और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का भी कितना है 44 ग्राम. So here in first explanation I will explain how the first statement can be proved. Neither carbon get destroyed nor oxygen get destroyed. Here we have seen the second statement. Okay, mass of reactant before the reaction. What is the mass of reactant before the reaction? अगर cumulative करते हैं addition करते we get 44 gram, and after the completion of reaction we get carbon dioxide. Okay, what is the molecular mass of carbon dioxide? That is 44 gram. This is the law of mass conservation. Okay, and law of mass conservation is applicable for all general reactions. Okay, see here, the law of mass conservation was introduced I think in 1740. Okay, मतलब लगभग अभी 350 साल तो हो चुके हैं, ठीक है, 300 साल तक हो चुके हैं, ठीक है। तो उस वक्त ये जो लॉ अप्लाई किया था ठीक था, बट लॉ ऑफ मास कंजर्वेशन इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल फॉर द न्यूक्लियर रिएक्शन। न्यूक्लियर रिएक्शन के लिए एप्लीकेबल नहीं, क्यों नहीं है, क्या नहीं है, अभी आपके सिलेबस का पार्ट नहीं है। ओके, आई विल एक्सप्लेन विद द 10th foundation or 11th. Okay, so first you should remember that law of mass conservation is not applicable for the nuclear reaction or radioactive reaction. वहाँ पर law of mass conservation apply नहीं होता है, ठीक है। So this is all about the law of mass conservation. Now the question arises, how one can conclude that 12 gram of carbon will only definitely react with the 32 gram of oxygen. Okay, 44 gram तो मिलेगा, अगर 12 plus 32 तो 44 gram मिलेगा, but how one can conclude that only 12 gram of oxygen can react with 32 gram of oxygen if I want to change the mass of oxygen here. If I want to take the mass of oxygen only 30 gram, then the product will be 42 gram? Not, definitely not. How is it possible? See here, if I have taken the 12 gram of carbon, okay, and instead of taking 32 gram of oxygen, I would like to take only 30 gram. Okay, so the answer will be, yes, definitely carbon dioxide is formed. What is the mass of carbon dioxide? Does it 42 gram? Definitely not. ये 42 gram नहीं होगा. So how it can be explained? Yes, इसके लिए भी एक लॉ है, ठीक है। लॉ ऑफ मास कंजर्वेशन मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि आप कितना भी रिएक्टेंट लेके आइए, कितना मास लेके आइए, दो अलग अलग रिएक्टेंट है, उनका मास है, कंबाइन कर दिया, जितना उनका मास है उतना ही प्रोडक्ट आपको मिलेगा, नहीं। ये सिर्फ लॉ ऑफ मास कंजर्वेशन है, ठीक है। So how much amount of one reactant combines with another reactant to give a particular molecule? How it can be explained? It can be explained with the help of second law, which I have given, okay, as a point of discussion. That is law of constant or definite proportion. So the second topic of our discussion is law of definite or constant proportion. We have to see law of definite or constant proportion. ओके, तो इसका स्टेटमेंट मैं यहाँ पर एक्सप्लेन करूंगा और उसके जो एग्जांपल्स है वो हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में क्या करेंगे, डिस्कस करेंगे। सो व्हाट इज द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ लॉ ऑफ डेफिनेट और कांस्टेंट प्रोपोर्शन? व्हेन two or more atoms or molecules combines in a chemical reaction, they always combine in a fixed proportion by their atomic or molecular mass. See here, what is the statement of the law of definite or constant proportion? When two or more atoms, instead of atoms you can write elements, or molecules, you can write compound, because compounds are made up of molecules while elements are made up of atoms. When two or more elements or compounds combines in a chemical reaction, they always combine in a fixed proportion by their atomic or molecular mass regardless to the source. Regardless to the source. Okay, this is the statement of law of definite or constant proportion. इससे क्या पता चलता है हमें? What is the basic principle behind this law? Okay, that I will explain, and with the help of example, I am going to explain it in next lecture. Okay, so see here, two or more elements. कोई भी element है. Suppose for example, A plus B combines to give AB. तो इसका मास क्या है? बाद में देखेंगे. ठीक है. सपोज ये जो मुझे मिला है ये नेचर से मिला है, एज इट इज मिला है, ये नेचुरल है. ओके, और एक जो एलिमेंट में बनाता हूँ सिंथेटिक. ओके, A प्लस B और क्या मिलता है? AB. तो इन दोनों का फॉर्मूला क्या रहेगा? सेम रहेगा. ओके, और इन दोनों का जो प्रोपोर्शन है, इन दोनों का जो रेशियो है A:B. ओके, दैट इज X Y भी आप लिख सकते हो, या फिर A:B इज सिमिलर. ओके, ये भी सिमिलर रहेगा A:B. सोर्स कोई भी रहने दो. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जांपल कोई कंपाउंड है सोडियम क्लोराइड जो नेचर से मिलता है, और सोडियम क्लोराइड जो लैबोरेटरी में सिंथेसाइज होता है या फिर इंडस्ट्री में सिंथेसाइज होता है, तो दोनों में जो सोडियम और क्लोरीन का रेशियो है वो क्या रहेगा? सेम रहेगा रिगार्डलेस टू द सोर्स. किस सोर्स से हमें वो मिला है. ओके, उस पर उसका जो मास है वो डिपेंड नहीं होता है. इट इज ऑलवेज कंबाइंड इन अ फिक्स्ड प्रोपोर्शन. Okay, it is always combined in a fixed proportion. How the fixed proportion can be calculated? Okay, related to the their atomic mass or molecular mass. Okay, and depending upon this, how we can solve the numericals. Okay, जब numericals हम solve करेंगे, when we try to solve the numericals, you get an clear idea regarding to the law of definite proportion. It is very important. Law of mass conservation is quite easy to understand. Okay, because the mass of reactant always equal to the mass of product. But how much reactant? अगर दो अलग-अलग reactant है, तो जितने ही हमने react करने के लिए randomly उतने सब react होंगे क्या? तो definitely नहीं होंगे. There is some law. Okay, so जब भी कभी वो react होंगे, whenever those react with each other, they always react in a fixed proportion of their atomic or molecular mass. Atomic कब? जब elements होंगे, molecular कब? जब molecules होंगे. Okay, so the examples of law of definite and constant proportion. Again, the examples of law of mass conservation we'll try to explain in the next lecture. Okay, so next lecture will be very important because we are going to study the numericals. Okay, related to the law of mass conservation as well as law of constant proportion. For today, it's okay. Thank you.